ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Screamin' Pirate EDC. Today, we have another Plunder or Plank. I think I'm going to do this as my full review format moving forward for you guys. Let you know whether I'm going to plunder a knife, take it on an adventure, or it's going to walk the plank, get out of my collection, and move on to newer and maybe shinier things. Well, today, before we get started, let's go ahead and go over my mug and kind of what I have on me today. The mug is going to be my This Is The Way mug. I got this from Prometheus Design Works. It is made by Deneen Pottery. I love Deneen Pottery stuff. Next up, my hank is a Middle Earth hank from Renegade EDC. Just excellent work, guys. I love his work and I love these hanks. And last, my flashlight is going to be the Olight i5T. This was patinaed by 865 Knives. Very cool. It's copper, it's heavy, but I like it. As far as what is on me today, guys, I'm not carrying the main knife for the review, but what I do have is something very similar, the CRKT stylus. Very interesting, and I'll show a comparison in a short second. So, as you guys can see in the video, today's knife for review is the Tactile Knife Company Rockwall. Now, this is their very first knife. They've made some updates to it. These are very exciting. They're USA made and they're made for a great price. I was going to get to that later, but $300 for full USA made and it's damn good. Yeah, if it's your style, I say go for it. Now, that's getting ahead of myself. That's me talking about you. Let's go ahead and back up a little bit and let's get into some size comparisons. So, starting off, we have the CRKT stylus. Like I was saying, guys, very, very similar, at least in purpose. I'm going to put it that way. Next, we have the Pena X Series Raptor. Another gentleman's knife. I really like my Raptor, and they're similarly priced too. Next, we have the HEA Elixir. The Elixir is a little bit cheaper than the Rockwall, but you have those milled scales that feel really good in hand. And lastly, big jump in price, but very similar, I think, in size, is going to be your Spartan Harsey 3.25. All of these are very similar in size, in my opinion, or close enough in form factor to be considered next to one another. Now, on to the Rockwall itself. They have updated the detent system, which I do love, but let's talk about specs here. As far as specs, you're getting a 2.84 inch blade, an overall of 7 inches. Now, that and the blade steel being XHP is the only information on their website, and that it's titanium. So all the rest of the specs I had to measure myself. I'm not quite sure why they're not on the website. I think they should be proud of it. And it's kind of odd that they haven't measured that out. I think it'd be helpful, but that's just me. So we are looking at a handle thickness of 0.4 inches, a blade thickness of 0.1, and a behind the edge thickness of 0.02. And you are a very surprising weight of 2.55, sorry guys, 2.55, which is under an ounce an inch, which is great. You're getting a deep carry clip and you're getting T8 screws all over. That's really good. I think that specs wise, they really nailed it on this knife. Now, for me, am I going to keep it? Is it walking the plank or am I taking it with me? Let me go over some other things and how I feel about it. If you've watched my face, I think you know where I'm heading, but let's go ahead and talk about a few other things. So the clip is a deep carry clip. I think it's really nice. I think it's a really cool clip. I don't like the positioning. It kind of gets in my hand, but it doesn't bite, which is nice. I do like that. I think that feel-wise, these scales are really interesting. Their detent is a little sluggish. I've heard they've updated it. You are never going to get this blade this light to drop shut unless you have a bunch of blade wiggle. That's not really something I like. I wish it would drop shut. But that's, again, I know it's a preference, guys. Now, as far as what I think they were going for, I think they were trying to make it because it's the same designer, Will Hodges. It's the same as their tactile turn. Here, this is the full size pen. These have the exact same feel, a little bit tighter between the lines here than it is here. I think what they were going for was a gentleman's quote unquote slash office carry that's very discreet. But for me, it's walking the plank. And the reason is there's nothing wrong with this knife, honestly. The jimping is good, the texturing is good, flipping's a little bit lazy, but my biggest issue is it doesn't feel like a knife. It feels like a pen. I carry a pen. I don't need a second one. Yeah, knives come in all shapes and sizes, but this literally feels like a tactile turn pen. It just kind of throws me off. Also, you can clearly tell where they got the inspiration for the clip because they look almost identical. I mean, almost identical. It's not bad. It kind of is a little bit tight getting into my pockets. I think it's meant for people that don't wear Carhartts like I do. But yeah, I think it's going to walk the plank, guys. Purely because, not that I dislike gentlemen's folders. I mean, you saw some of the other ones I have. But I just think it feels too much like a pen for me. Do I think this is a great first offering from them? Yes. Do I think if you like gentlemen's knives, this is for you? Yes. I think it's very admirable what they've done here, and in the materials and the steel, etc. It's just not for me. But hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. Hopefully you guys are gleaning something from this for your own purposes. If you guys are, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and head down to the comments and subscribe. And you know what? I'll catch you guys on the next one.